Good evening, one and all. Alright, let me just move that screen down here so I can actually see you guys. Okie dokie. Right. Hello. Right, I am doing my Ansible all the things. I am working on a Vagrant virtual machine that lives, well, on a cloud virtual desktop at the moment. But I am going to be pulling apart the virtual machine, the stuff that I'm doing here for you guys. So this is a simulation of the log.org.uk servers. Oh, just realised I'm not recording, so I must remember to download the file from Twitch once I'm done. Okay, right. So yeah, this is my Vagrant virtual machine, which is pretending to be admin.log.org.uk. Admin.log.org.uk hosts the DNS files for log.org.uk. And so what we are doing today is the last one of these episodes, we dug through and built a load of stuff to do with this file. So let me become root, in etc bind, we have db.log.org.uk, which has got a whole load of stuff in it. Between the last recording and this one, I just added this block of comments at the top here, and then down here, we've got all of our log details. I have redacted a load of stuff, but that's fine. With the intention being that I want to actually drill in and pull this apart and figure out what's going on with it. But somewhere in here, oh, I think I might know what this is. Right, so some context. In var log, in named, we're not created named. Minus n 10,000, 100,000 even. So it's failing to open that file. So how did I solve that last time? Ah, I remember. Right. In etc. apparma.d local cat user has been named. So I need to make sure that in here I have a name, config apparma. Right, so first things first. Right, so just to explain what's happening here, in status bind 9. More logs, sorry. In here, we have got an error here, which is saying ISC studio open varlog named.log. And when I was digging through messages, I think grep varlog named.log in. I'm just going to tell it to look for named.log in varlog. I started seeing these. So here's the thing from named saying, blah, I can't log in there, fine. But then there's also this app armor thing saying it's denied. So when I was looking into this last time, I found that there's this file, etc. apparmad.local /local. So what am I looking at in here? Well, so in here is this user sbin named. If I have a quick look in the directory above there, user sbin named, we can stick a log file in here. Where's the logs? Some people like to put logs in varlog named. What we actually want to do, varlog named.log. So in my Ansible file, I'm going to say line in file. Now, one of the nice things about using VS Code for this, if I've got the extension loaded, I haven't got the extension loaded. Okay, let's get the extension loaded. Is that actually Ansible has a plugin, an extension for Ansible. So what does that mean? Right, in this extension is a load of content validation, not content, snippets. Auto completion. That was the phraseology I was looking for. So just going to wait for that to finish loading. But so what we can do once that comes in is actually we'll tell this that it is now an Ansible file, which we can't do until it's finished installing, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. Fa la 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 la. Let's have a quick look, see what that's doing. Extensions. Nope. Extension host. Nope. Not that one. Let's go for main. Nope. Come on, I want to know when you're done. Downloaded extension. Why have you not finished yet? Maybe because it's huge, to be fair. It's probably huge. There we go, installed. Fantastic. Okay. So if I now go back into this file and say you are in fact an Ansible file. So now, when I do line in file, it will say, haha, you have a snippet here. So this will then dump in all the things in there that I need to remember are viable options. Now, this is not supporting currently the more recent 2.10 release, but the good thing it does mean is that I can do stuff like etc. app armor.d local user sbin named. So it basically means I don't need to remember all the things I'm looking for. And we are trying to look for we just want it to put a line in there. Don't care where that line lives, we just want it to say nope, not that. Just need it to say, in fact, let's use exactly the same format as that. Be that. We want it to say var log named.log. That means we can actually write our logs in there. So Ansible playbook, etc. Ansible install site.yaml. We're going to let that merrily trundle away. Password file equals etc. Ansible install alt pw. Right, so we configured AppArmor to permit bind logging. So because nothing there has changed in these lines here about bind itself, let's see whether or not AppArmor is now logging to var log names.log new system ctl restart bind 9. System CTL restart. Ah, that would help, wouldn't it? Ooh, okay. System CTL status AppArmor.service. Let's try that. Not really sure why that has failed. Ah, that was that. So we need to put a comma on the end of that, because apparently that's its parsing thing. Fantastic. Okay. Right, so we need to stick in our handlers that we need to reload. AppArmor. System D. So why are we putting this at the top? Well, if you don't put it at the top, so the file goes in file order when it processes handlers. A handler is something that you trigger from another block of code. So you're saying in your main block of code, I don't know whether people can actually read this, probably a good idea for me to turn the size of that up a little bit. Here we go, might be a bit easier to read. Apologies for that if I just deafened you. In that, hang on, let me just put this in here. Reloaded. Okay, so in here, if we notify, does that match that? Reload AppArmor full stop. Reload AppArmor full stop. Okay, so these notify, effectively what happens is they all collapse together, and then at the very end it will then go through the list of handlers in alphabetical order. So what do we need to do? we've restarted that. So let's restart system CTL reload bind 9. System CTL status bind 9 and loads of lines. So this is just from the last restart of that service, and we scroll down and we're still saying permission denied. Why can't we? Why is this still failing? Let's have a quick look at what this file needs to look like. And we will create a new one and we'll say man armor. Kernel report a message through audit similar to blah. Permissions in the operation and denied mask. So I need to have a quick look at what the denied mask was we had there. So this var log journal CTR minus XEF grep. Oh, because I'm still in the epoxy. Right. Do you know what? It's because I was getting a bit silly there. What I need to do is install BioBoo. Install BioBoo. Because I always use BioBoo. Okay. Grep minus named.log in var log. So, what's the requested mask that we're failing on? We are failing on C. So, no. User SBN named. So we want to be able to create, read and write. Okay, let's try that. System CTL reload. No, restart. Palmer. Okay. need to look at AA complain. At search a complaint. I think we need that one there. Okay, AA complain. How does that work? And bind 9. Error, permission contains unknown characters. Okay, well, let's have a quick look and see if well, I've clearly messed that one up, so let's take that C out of there. Last tail minus F minus N 0 find bar. So that is my catch-all. Try and do everything ever. System CTL start bind 9. So why did this fail? So still getting that we couldn't write there. Where's the complaint gone? Okay, well, this is a bit annoying. What do I need? Which is a very big question, isn't it? Right then. So we're still not able to write to that var log named. Maybe we just need to make that var log named. Should we do it? Touch named.log. Still not allowed to write to that file. So still it can't write to that file. So what are we doing wrong? Etc. App armor. Yes, I know I shouldn't have done the pipe to grep. It's not sensible, but RW, so read write M and K. A dash, what are options here? Oh, okay, that might help. I don't think it's struggling to write to there now because I think it's not got the permissions to that file. Churn, bind. Etc. Password, grep, bind. Right, so let's chown bind named.log. System CTR start. Right. Right. Okay. So we did have a couple of issues there. Let's just quit that running there. Drop that one down a little. In fact, let's close that and say so. Config app armor to permit bind logging. That's good. And then we need to create bind log file. So this is going to be a file. So this is going to do the equivalent of touch. Var log named.log state present owner bind. Oh no, we can't do that. Not until bind actually exists. Oh. Yeah, that's annoying. Let's just quickly check something. Bear with me one moment, callers. If I were a random process hoping to open up on my machine somewhere, where would you live? That window up there, obviously. Right, okay, let me just make sure that I've actually got my SSH keys loaded on this machine. One moment, callers. This is all frightfully interesting to you, I'm sure. Very sorry about this. What do I need to do? Oh yeah, that's what I need to copy those. I'll make sure they're on there. So right. Have I got my keys on here now? Yep. Okay. Oh yes, I need to do that as well, don't I? more files copying around. Bear with me one moment. Right. There we go. Right. CD, etc. Bind. So all of those files are owned by root. Group by bind. So this is something we need to do here, which I'd completely forgotten about before. So owner root group bind, but that doesn't work until we've got bind installed. Have we got bind installed? Yes, yes we do. Okay. All right. So owner bind. Oh, yeah. Should we just quickly check? And that is owned by that. Oh, okay. So those are stuck in lib named truth. There's a rotation on that. Right, okay. Very long one though. It's 2015. Okay, fair enough. Maybe we don't. Oh, never mind. Anyway, right. So let's come out of that box because we don't really need to be in there anymore. The details I wanted are done. So actually, that was owned by root. Give it to bind anyway. Mode. Right. Ansible file modes need to be put in quotes. Or you need to use the A equals blah blah blah. Whatever. But so we want that to be A644. A640? 640. And these files here, they need to be 644. We don't need to reload app armor at that point. We do need to reload bind though. And these templates here, they need to be done like that. Right, so let's bring that back up. Come out of there. Log. Right. Ansible playbook, etc. Ansible install. site.io vault password file equals etc. Ansible install vault pw. DNAME. Ooh. So, it says it must be one of something, something, something. So, state. Where's the state? Right, touch. An empty file will be created if the path does not exist. Right, so that is the type we wanted. We want it to be touch. Bind log file state. Oh yeah, couldn't have never had it as present, could we? Now, my worry I wonder if there's just a file state. Because I think if we use touch, it's always going to be there. Yeah, that's not what I want. I think I need to do a stat. So let's just have a quick look at that. Ansible, what does that return us? Minus M. Oh, let's say local host space. Oh, local host. File minus a path equals var log named dot log state equals stat. No, there's a proper stat one, isn't there? Yes, there we go. So, stat. So what do I actually want? Stat path. Okay, Ansible. Localhost minus M stat minus a path equals var log named dot log. So what does that give me? Lots. Okay, and how about if I do names.1? Stat exists equals false. Okay. So check bind log state stat path var log named dot log register stat. When do I want to do that? That is when stat.exists, when not. Stat exists. No. So what's that saying? So that's saying if we've registered this and it doesn't have the value exists, well, we can check if it's got the value exists by just stepping back up through there. Exists true. So either say exists true or exists false. So if stat exists, but it's set to false, then we'll do that with that file. Because what I don't want to happen is for this to run and for it to keep touching that file, because that's not a thing we need it to do. That is create bind log file. Well, that's not right, is it? Oh, it's because we didn't save it, you fool. Right. Oh, dict object has no attributes exists. Okay. So what does that dict object give us? Message. Oh. So we know it's going to fail, which is fine. So what has that returned us? Changed, false, failed, false. Stat. Ah, so stat dot stat exists. Okay, let's just rm var log named log. Yes, that's what it's doing. So it's stat has got its own value inside it called stat that in turn says exists or sets false. That is very confusing, but never mind. Right, so let's rerun this script. There's a lot of hurry up and wait in this, isn't there? Right, so it's created the bind log file that time. got the named log here, ls minus la. Named log is root and bind. There's some content in there. And let's rerun the Ansible playbook. So it skipped creating that bind log file. Okay. Which is all fine. Now, in my local Ansible stuff, I actually have it so it doesn't tell us when it's displayed skipped hosts. That's annoying. I wonder why it's not running that Ansible config. Oh well, never mind. Right, so the next thing we want to do is, let's have a look. Pop that over there, pop that up there. Let's have a look at named.log. Right, I saw this last time. And it said it's failed to load this because there's CNAME and other data. So let's have a look at line 174 in here. Yeah, so we don't know because we can go straight to the folder on there. I know. Oh, interesting. So that shouldn't actually be there. That's a CNAME. So let's have a look at our member templates. So, group record. If there's a CNAME, so I think that needs to be replaced with an else. Because if web hosting is not defined, so that becomes an else. So then that drops down to there. Here. So let's split that in two. Split it in two again. Done it the wrong way, but never mind. So let's put that one in there. Minus f log named.log. Herefordshire lug has a problem. So again, we're looking at this file here. So 929 AC. No, var, no, etc. Bind db.log.uk. Go to line 929. So again, oh, interesting. So, how has this worked in the past then? We may be asking ourselves. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's have a quick peek at what Hereford's DNS record looks like in here. Active. Hereford. Right. So that says to me they can't have that mail entry there. We have a viewer from the looks of things. Let me just have a quick peek into the chat and see who you are. Who are you, our wonderful chat person? You may potentially just be Nightbot. If you are not just Nightbot, please feel free to say hello. In fact, I will say hello to you in the chat. Hello. Does it say who you are? No, you are Nightbot. Right, okay, ignore me then. Maybe we briefly had someone in here that I didn't spot at the time. Right, so if there's a CNAME there, and the target is the DNS name, then we can't have any of the other records. So else if this dot extra DNS records. No. I think I need to pick it out up here. Set member CNAME namespace. I don't think that's 3 separate lines there. mx equals 10. If this dot extra DNS records is defined, Or do we just loop with for it? Let's for instead. For record in this extra.dns records default empty set. So that means if there is a record there, that becomes an and for. Record in. If record dot so what we're looking for in the extra records, if record dot target this default if that and record type default text equals CNAME. Record target equals this. Then set member CNAME dot state equals true. Right, so what does this do? This means that elif this is a problem. How are we going to do this? Then we just do that name there. No, so it's not state equals false. It's target equals nothing. So that becomes target equals record.record. that then becomes member CNAME.target is not equal to an empty value. In which case we do this. And then that becomes an end if there. End if. Because we then need to, hang on, let's just fix this up. So why are we doing it like that? Because what we need to do is loop over any other So then we move the MX stuff into there. Because we then say for record in blah, and then we say if get the stuff that's up here, we say that because it then becomes if not note. If not, so it'll only do this as long as we're not talking about that DNS record. And if not record target, let's get the details from up there because it'll save us retyping that. So whoosh, let's try that one. What are we doing in one there? Okay. What are we up to? Ooh. Template syntax error. encountered unknown tag end if. Right. We've done too much. End for is there. So mx in this mx. Right. If this DNS name is defined, so we might just have to indent stuff and then fix it later. Okay. Where's that 4 come from? Ooh. Right. What have we changed here? Okay. Set member. Right, so where does that end if end? Can we say this is a J2? No. So that line is by itself. Right, this line here is a member to itself. This block here belongs unto itself. That 4 there, and those 2 namespaces belong to themselves. So we're missing the end if on the DNS name. Where's the end if on the DNS name? Blimey, all the way down there, allegedly. So let's pop all of that lot back there, because that all belongs to that apparently. If this notes is defined, then notes, so that does that. Right. If that and that elif does that and that elif that. theory should go down to there, but let's pop that out of there. There's a 4 and an end 4, which means that goes up there. Where's that end if go back to? Ooh. Do you lot belong to that? Yes. Okay, so what comes next? If this blah. So allegedly you go down to there, don't you, all of you lot? And this if and if goes to there. And you go to there, but that's an if. So that lot should do that. And that should do that. So that means we've got error in here somewhere. For and for if and if and if aleph else if aleph and if for and for and if and for if. So allegedly that's all right. So what did that say the error was? Encountered unknown tag endif. Can we be more verbose about this perhaps? Well, we can, because we can turn all the V's on. However, is it actually going to tell us where that problem is? My suspicion is no. Which would be a bit annoying. It doesn't even say where the proxy error is. That's annoying. Alright, well let's do it the other way then. Let's remove large blocks of this file then, shall we? Let's just quickly run that file we just created and make sure I've not got any typos in there. Make that a bit bigger. Yeah, it's still broken in there. Alright then. So let's crop it out from there, shall we? Back to there. Does that look right? Oh, interesting. Or if and if. Found you. Right. I really need to look for that more often. Right, now that we've got that lot, we can now unindent it all. And then re-indent just the lines that need it. So if anyone's watching this, someone says to, oh, what did you do? I watched a random man on the internet repaginate text files. Re-space out text files. Ooh, that sounds like such fun. Yeah, it really was. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Right. See, part of the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I really want to make sure that whoever ends up picking this up after me doesn't start looking at it going, what on earth is this all about? Because that'd be just dreadful, to be honest with you. All right, let's run this now and see if we can fix it. If it still doesn't work, I should, now that I know what I'm looking for, be able to find where I made those stupid typos. Come on. Ah, yes. There we go. Right. So. Ooh, okay. 8382. So let's go back into there. Go into there and go 382. Oh, interesting. So the MK that's got some SPF records is not actually right. So let's open up a new thing. SSH admin.org.uk. Etc. Bind. So I'm looking just for MK. What does that line there look like? Actually, no, let's not look at it that way, because that might still have all the config files in. Yeah, whatever. Let us very briefly look in source, admin bind, log.org.uk, and look for MK. MK has an A record. Which implies do we need to make it so that when we've got web hosting, Web 01, what we actually want to do is do the A record and the AAA record. I think we might need to. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay. So, what are we going to do? Let us take a quick look at how we got the A and the AAA records for hosts. Do I need to look at it that way? Yeah, I need to do it that way, don't I? That's so annoying. This .dns name. For typing in hosts. Is it hosts? No. How have we labeled this? Here, for that in hosts, open bracket, this dot web hosting. So how does that look? In fact, let's pop that one shut down there. Pop that one shut over there. So right. Good evening, Mohips. Sorry, I've just spotted you joined us there. I don't know whether you've been with us for a little while. Sorry, mate. And for those of you who aren't aware, Mohips and I are colleagues. We work together. It's going okay. In fact, I won't type it because I'm just talking to you. I don't know why I'm talking and typing. It's going okay, but I have just realised that I've made a bit of a fundamental error in the way that I've been doing this file. So let me just quickly recap you just a fragment. So here is what we have generated with this file. And so we've got that it's a CNAME here, but then we also have these two additional DNS records, which would be all right, aside from the fact that you can't have CNAME and other data. When I went looking into it, what I have done is actually in the DNS record, let me find the MK record. So MK is a little bit unusual because the guy that runs, one of the other lug admins like myself, he is the Milton Keynes lug master. So they have got some extra records here, which means that we can't use a CNAME there. So this means we actually need to do the proper DNS naming for it. And I'm guessing that's because he wants to be able to send emails. But how are we going to do that? So what I've done is I've said if this web hosting in blah blah blah, web hosting in this, so I then need to do all of this bump up here for those records, or maybe I just say that because MK is a bit unusual, it just has the A record and the AAA record for the host. Yes, let's do that. So let's back out all of this lot that I've just faffed around with up here. That would make life a bit easier, wouldn't it? Right. So let's save that and then go up to here as MK and say they are not hosting via SNM, which was never right anyway. It was they were hosting on SNM, and I need to say that they have got a type a record, which is a record of hosts SNM .ipv v4, and then we have a type AAAA, which has a record of hosts. Have I looked at an alias record? No, I haven't. Let me just run that one, make sure I've not faffed it up, and then I'll go away and have a look at what an alias record is. That would be quite useful, I suspect. If I was an alias record, what is an alias record? Please excuse all the advertising on this. I haven't turned on all the advertising stuff, all the advertising blocking stuff on this. Bind does not have a feature that allows a server to synthesize an Apex AA record based on a record outside the zone. Okay, what's a DNAME then? So what's this saying? That a DNAME... Right, so a DNAME becomes... That looks perfect, mate. That looks absolutely spot on. Although that does look like that might have worked as well. So let's have a look at names.log again. Go to the end. Ah. Yeah, that doesn't help, does it? Right. Let's do that thing that you said then. So let's say that this is a DNAME for record snm.log.org.uk. See what that does. That would certainly be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Oh, twit. Not that one. That one. That would certainly be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Anyway, whilst I'm waiting for that to run, how are things with you, mate? All good? Hope so. It does now say we only have the one person here. Oh no, this is you. Oh! We have 3 people in the chat according to this, but only one viewer. So let me just say hello to those other people there. So I'm trying to override a struct in a Go package so my callback can access my global state. Blimey. Rather you than me. Oh, learning Go. That's why then. Right. In that case, you poor thing, I'm sure you'll have a lovely time of it. Right, let's see our logs. Let's see if that's broken, the log. Go to the end. Well, that seems to have skipped us past MK at least. So now we need to look at SC log. Oh, hang on. Let's go back to there a sec. 723. A low advertisement. A low energy advertisement scanner. I have seen that. Where have I seen that? Don't get me wrong, it's awesome you're learning how to learn and Go. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I've seen it in Home Assistant. But yeah, that's probably not going to help you that much, is it? Right. SC. Well, that's really annoying because SC actually has that's why. Oh, right, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Right. Let's pop open SC log. So, obviously, so far, I am not really doing an awful lot of Ansible. I am mostly doing Jinja and debugging Bind stuff. So anyone that is tuning in, trying to find out more about Ansible, I'm not really doing much Ansible at the moment. There was some Ansible stuff at the beginning when I was dinking around in... Oh, it's because it's gone. That's why you fell. Yeah, I'm mostly dinking around in text files rather than actually doing Ansible-y things. So sorry about that, everyone. South Cheshire. If If I were South Cheshire, where would I be? Because it's in Cheshire South, obviously. Right. So that can go away because that is part of that. That's not right. Yes, I would agree. Getting your data structures right is a massive tick. Okay. So what I'll do, whilst that is chundling away to itself, is I will show you how I am doing this fun stuff with these records. Okay, so right up at the top here, I have got my group vars, and under group vars is, he says, faffing about, apologies. Under group vars, I have got two folders, active and gone. So an active log is one that is doing stuff, and a gone one is gone. So at the top of this is because of the fact we've got probably around about 80, 90 entries for the various logs, whether they are present or past. They have, we've got all these folders here. So logs A, and then this one is logs B, and so on and so forth. So this basically just lets me split these up into smaller files, because otherwise you would be paging and paging and paging and paging. Bearing in mind each one of these is about 40 lines. Oh, no, it's not, it's about 20 lines. But still, 20 lines is still a fair old chunk of stuff. So 80 logs, 20 lines each. You're looking, 160... No, 1,600 lines. That's quite a lot of lines of log information there. So hence we've got all these different files. Now, if this was a Jekyll blog, for example, they have a data directory, and you can just put a load of text files into a data directory, and then your Jinja blog will your Jekyll blog will just pull those data files out. You can't do that with Ansible and Jinja, which is rather annoying. So instead, what I've done is I've created this file called merge data. So let me just pop that down there, pop that over there. So, actually I need to put the proper headings in there. So what I've done is I have created a letter array, which is A to Z. Dead simple. And then I have said active groups for alphabet index in letter array, so it's basically stepping through each of those letters, and then it says for lug in lookups. So this lookup here looks in the vars variable. So it's basically saying read the var, all of the loaded data, and look for a key called lugs underscore and then an alphabet index. So that's basically saying look at A, lugs underscore A, lugs underscore B, and then default it. If this comes back with nothing, have a default of an empty set. Then stick all of that lot in an item, and then create a new entry. So what does this look like? Well, when you look at that, that basically gives you all of the A's, all of the B's, all of the C's, all of these. So that's all your active groups. Then inactive groups, and then active and inactive groups. Now, why do we list active and inactive? Because one of the things that log.org.uk does is it points anything that is inactive to the main web server, and then says this website is now inactive. It's gone. So it basically means that if you in 2000-ish, I performed the East London log. I no longer live in East London, or even remotely close to East London, but there is still an entry in somewhere in the annals of log.org.uk for East London lug. And it still lists my name, and it still lists the fact that it was there. And the part of the reason that's there is to say that at some point in the past, there was enough interest in that area to create a lug. As to whether or not it was productive and positive is another question, but at some point in the past there was enough interest there to run a lug. So somebody in the future may want to run a lug. Right, now that I've gone into that, let's have a look and see if that's fixed SC. So go to the end. Scarborough lug's broken. Great. Hang on a sec. You've put some quotes around the word Linux user group. What do you mean by that? Do you mean I'm not explaining what a lug is? Yes, that's probably what you mean. Yes, lug. So lug is short for Linux user group. We also have glug, so glug, which is short for GNU Linux user group, because there's the whole political thing about GNU and Linux. And there's also lugs. So we have lug.org.uk, we have glug.org.uk and lugs.org.uk. And essentially it's just a way of pointing everything at the same web server. Thank you very much for calling me out on that one. I should have explained it more. For some reason, the stream chat is not popping up the way it's supposed to. I wonder why that is. What have I broken? Ah, it's because it's massively too long. One moment. Height. Let's say 620. Is that going to fix that? Yes. Yes. A big ETL job. That's what I'm good at. I'm very good at ETLs. As Mr. Mohips knows. Oh, right. Okay. So, yes, there we go. That's a bit better. Yes, I'm doing a big ETL job. Except by having all of this data in here, what I really want to end up doing is basically saying that when we get a new lug onboarded, or any other free software affiliated, free open source software affiliated group. So say for example, there was some software developers that were working on a new game that was all going to be open source or free software, politics notwithstanding, and they wanted somewhere to host that, host the community around it, or host meetups or something like that. You could contact lug.org.uk as long as you're based in the UK, and we will provide you hosting. So somebody comes to us and says, we want to start this group. They come to us, we say, okay, fair enough. We create one entry in one of these files based on where you fall in this alphabetical order. And it does all the stuff to do it. So it creates the hosting, it creates the lug.org.uk web entry for it, it creates email services, it creates mailing lists, whatever it is that you've approached us to provide, that's what we will give you through this. That's the plan. Doesn't always work like that, but that's what we want to do. So, what was the one that just broke? It was Scarborough, I think. Scarborough. So, let's have a quick look. Are you in here, Scarborough? Scottish? No, so you must be a gone one then. Scarborough is gone. Ooh. Okay. What has failed there then? A record. Ooh. Okay. Line at 12:49. 12:49. Well, that doesn't work, does it? What have I done wrong there? if we ended up doing that then? We have a where posting is defined. It's not defined. Right. I'll stick you over there. Stick you over there. And you go down there. Do you know what? Let's do a debug by doing debug this. Yes, let's be lazy. Let's do it that way. Yeah, so just to put some more context around it, we currently list, if I do github.com, logorg UK website, can you limit what you run? It just runs everything. There's not enough there really to make it that complicated, so you may as well just run it all. So the other thing that we do with the log is this is the raw stuff that Jekyll is used to serve up the page, which, if you notice, that looks suspiciously like the entry for Aberdeen.log. So what my intention is to use this as well as the DNS, but also to do the website. So this is basically just pulling all of these information sources together to produce the final output. Right, A1. Ooh, I have definitely made a mistake there then, haven't I? Scarborough is there. Scottish borders. Well, that's not going to help, is it? Right, so what have I done wrong there? Does that mean all of those are going to have the wrong? Yeah, oh no, it's just because I'd had a duplicate there. Right, let's take that out because we don't need that anymore. What do we? Let's leave it for now, it doesn't matter. Right, rerun it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, technically I could stick a thing in there that just says, just run these individual steps. But do I want to do that? it's fine, doesn't matter. Like I said, it's not doing loads and loads, so. So Scarborough's got its A record there, and that's it. There's only one Scarborough there, so let's have a quick look at named.log. Go to the end. Ooh. S-Derby, multiple RRs of singleton type. Wow. That's an interesting line if I ever saw one. 1598. S-Derby. Oh. Right then. Let us pick some more holes in this then. Web 01. I think South Derby's gone. Properly gone, I mean. Sites enabled. No, sites available. That's what I want. Right, and this is sites here. So, S-Derby. Oh, we have two entries for S-Derby. What does that say? Gone D, gone S. So it's classed as gone. Right, you shouldn't be there then, should you? Right. Right, so we've just hit 2 hours. Derby South and South Derby. Yeah, I know. It's where I was pulling. Like I said, there's 80-something, 90-something entries in here across files on 5 different servers, running 5 different sets of services. So you had mailing lists with Mailman, email in Exim, web services in Apache, and the DNS services in Bind. And they've all been pulled together in various manners into this kind of one blob. So I'm now just effectively finding out where all the issues are, basically. So, oh, it's looking a bit better. What shall I do? Let me echo output to named.log systemctl restart find 9, and then just have a quick look and see what's broken now, if anything. Just that 2 SPF records and MX in CNAME, which is fair, but to be fair, that's SC, which is a gone one anyway. So let's have a quick look. SC. It's in Cheshire, not South Cheshire, naturally. Cheshire South. sc.log.org.uk has an MX record, a DNAME record. Maybe that needs to go up there then instead. But that's not a disaster. And the MK has an SPF record, but no, it's got an SPF record and a text record for SPF. Oh, it's because the SPF record, the SPF text record looks different, doesn't it? There's the SPF text record. Wrong order. Ah, right, okay. Oh, so does it need to be the other way around? Oh, okay, interesting. See, all these fun things you learn when you're doing DNS. You don't really know enough about DNS to be a DNS expert, but you know enough to be managing it for someone. Does it need to be defined first? Right. Echo blata named log. Rerun the playbook, which will reload that. Let's bump that up there. Bump that across there. Split it. Split it. Tail minus F. Named dialog. Ah, did I not save stuff? No, it did save stuff. It didn't think there was anything worthy of changing there. Etc. Bind db.log.org.uk. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Oh, unless it's because PQRS. No, it's not that it's alphabetical order. That no, it didn't restart bind. The reason it didn't restart bind was because it didn't think anything had changed. But I don't know why I didn't think anything had changed. You get the logs, I suppose. Okay. Systemctl restart. Yeah, it's a... What is it? You are a list. So I don't know. The order's changed. SPF's before text. But I wonder if it doesn't like the fact that the DNAME yeah. Do you know what? It's a warning. It's not an actual bug, I think. Yeah, it's a warning. So it's not a disaster. And even that's a warning. An MX record in a... Hang on. mx.mail.sc.log.uk is a CNAME. Do you know what that's gone? Yeah, all of that lot's gone, I think. DNS doesn't resolve. Well, it does resolve, but that IP address isn't there anymore. So yeah, so I'm just going to yoink all of that lot out. And sod the lot of it. Right. So... let us do one last run on that. As I said, I've been streaming for over 2 hours now. I think what I'm going to do, because I suspect it's not recorded this either, it's not going to record the beginning of this either, which would be rather annoying. Yeah, so it's not changing the zone files now. Why are you not changing the bloody zone files? Yes, good idea, mate. Right, so let's exit that, exit that, exit that, exit that, get status. Lots of changes. Roles, log.uk. Get add star. Let's back that one out. Get restore staged templates. Get commit LSM added. owner group mode to files and armor changes. Username's right, so now we do get, commit, amend, reset author, no, edit. Cool. Get status, get diff. Actually, buy or boo. Right, so what have we done here? Lots of changes to the template. Redefined member ns namespace, moved mx defined into the statement. Created new CNAME namespace. I don't think we need that in there, but CMO hoops. Thank you very much. All right. What else have we got here? Tidied if elif else statements with multiple and okay, right, so that template's done. So get the status. what else do I need to do? Get status. Get add Ansible. Background file can now specify required plugins. Git push. Right then, well with that I think I am done. So thank you very much everyone for being part of this little roller coaster of a ride. Let's close that down and thank you very much everyone. Ta-ta bye.